fun begins. Full tank of diesel. Oh boy. I haven't cut grass, I think, in like 7 weeks. Say 6 for sure. Longest time I've gone without cutting grass. With it raining, that is. Rains every day up here. Just incredible. Good Thursday morning here at Ice Age TV. And what are we doing today, right? What's the agenda today? What am I up to? Well, you know, I've been talking about a Ford Raptor, right? Well, I got a deal done on the Ford Raptor, but we haven't really finalized the deal. So I'm going to kind of throw a loop into it because I got some ideas. And does it actually go down? I don't know. So it's early in the morning still, and we're going to take a drive over to Baltimore later this morning. So what am I thinking? Let me share with you what I'm thinking here. Yeah, what am I thinking about? What I'm thinking about is, see this Toyota Avalon? This is a great vehicle. It's a TRD edition. I mean, it really is a great car. It's a beautiful car. And I just don't drive it. I really want to get rid of it. But that's kind of going to be that'll be a challenge. That vehicle will be a challenge for the value I need to get out of it to make the deal go. So there's kind of one thing I've thrown in the deal. I've already talked about, do I part with the GT350? So, this here is, so they got the deal done without even me giving this car up, which is kind of, I don't know. I get mixed feelings on that. I really would rather get rid of a few vehicles and just not keep on having vehicles. Believe it or not, if you could see some of my videos 2 years ago, this whole area here, it was full to the brim of cars. So I have actually shed cars, believe it or not, but at the same time, I've bought a lot of cars this year. I've gotten them back. I'm not at the same level I was 2 years ago, but anyway, so yeah, I think it's kind of a long shot. I think the Ice Age 1 tag there, if you see that there, Ice Age 1, how about that, huh? I think this is a long shot. This F-250 Platinum Tremor, that is such a great truck, and it took me about a year, I'd say about a year and a half to finally get that deal to go down. So I don't want to get rid of that. The wife loves the 4Runner, so we get rid of that. I don't really want to do that. That's a great vehicle for her. And, so here's, like I talked about in my videos the last few days, is, what do I give up to get the Raptor? Is it really worth it? Is it really worth me getting rid of vehicles for the Ford Raptor when I just love that truck? Hey, he's knocking down the grass. You notice this? Yeah, cut grass last night till close to 8 o'clock. So, yeah. So anyways, I really don't want to give up the Bronco. The Ford Ranger Tremolo truck, that's really nice. The kid will go nuts if I go to the Mustang or the F450, So, yeah, is it really worth it? Is it worth, parting out of these vehicles for this Raptor? Is the Raptor that badass to justify, All right, so here's the electric vehicles I charged up overnight. So let's check this one here. This one will definitely be finalized. Yep, so there's no light. Since there's no light, that one's completed. And let's see if the lightning, yeah, it's done too. So it's all good to go. So yeah, so here you go in the garage. Yeah, so do I give up the Mach 1? So do I give up the Mach 1? Which, man, that's such a sleeper car. That's going to be a car that goes down. It's just not people realize that was a GT350 for the most part. So just a good looking car too. So, wow, decisions. So honestly, I'd have to say that the odds, I don't know. I mean, the deal's been done, but I really do want to trade a few more vehicles to make that thing go. And how far does the dealer go to try to make this all come together? So follow me along on the Ford Raptor purchase day. or the Ford Raptor walk away day. You know, how does it play out today? Follow me along. You know, I was just thinking to myself as I was wrapping up the charging plug, you know, 10 years ago, would I ever imagine I'd have electric vehicles sitting in my garage and charging, you know, stations? Wow. You know, I rebuilt this barn so many years ago, and I used to work on my house. You know, I show a lot of video, and some people, I wouldn't show them that, but, you know, I have an office in this barn that I built, and got my stairs here. Never did finish these stairs. I just kind of looked at clean look, but you never know. I have an office up here. You know, so this is my office, and which, you know, this is my theme: motorcycles and Jeep and Chevrolet. You know, I grew up Chevrolet guy, Mopar guy, so kind of did my own little office here, and yes, it's the most organized office. Yeah, it's not bad. So anyways, a lot of people are probably like, yeah, I see your barn, but so this is my office. All right, the day is moving, and I'm getting in the GT350. How crazy am I, right? I mean, this is a nice car. Get in here. Yeah, right? Start her up. There you go. She's got 10,987 miles. So let's see how this all plays out. Yeah, so let's go to the exhaust notes here. There you go. Wow, that's not too shabby, is it? I may just have to keep this thing. Oh my gosh. Do I even get rid of it? You know, you hear that. You know, come on, right? Am I nuts? Yeah, I think I am. All right, so I'm just taking the GT350, the Toyota Avalon deal, just ain't gonna go down. They're just not gonna give me the number I need to make that work. So, but listen how tame this exhaust sounds now compared to when I first started it up. So, follow me along in the adventures of the Ford Raptor day number 3. Yeah, if anything, I just get the oil change, right? Yeah, eat my own words, right? Yeah, now you gas. Oh boy, it's so cool with this car is I'm not even touching the gas pedal. See, the car automatically actually revs up the engine without you even touching the gas pedal. Okay, watch this here. See that? Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Look, if you don't even know this, that drive these cars, you don't need to touch the gas pedal to get it going. The engine RPMs just start on their own. Yeah, I hear you. What are you doing giving up your GT350? Well, haven't given it up yet. All right, so the adventure begins. I'm not even touching the gas pedal. All right, so you know, this car here, it's a fun car, no doubt. You know, and let's see the exhaust mode here. Yeah, sport. Alright, let's get out here. There we go. Got the speedometer. So here we got an incline of a hill. So look at this here. I'm not touching the gas pedal. Let's see if it does it again. See, look at that. For any novice driver, you could drive this car in first gear. I don't know how you do it in second gear, but you could do this car. You don't need to push down the gas to get it going, and that's the biggest challenge. But it's you feathering that clutch out to do that. That's the thing, though. If you understand what I'm saying here, I got all these controls going on, and then see, this doesn't have that rev match, and that's the only downside to this car right here. It does not have the rev matching, which that is just so much fun. That just, you know, takes this car to a whole different level. Yeah, sounds good. That Voodoo motor definitely is really sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna talk myself out of trading this damn thing in, aren't I? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's all said and done. Yeah, you guys will be, oh, the hypocrite. It's the hypocrite channel, man. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, you know, if I was driving my Mach 1 right now, I'd be like, wow, this Mach 1's so cool. You know, once again, wish this thing had rev match, and or do I? Because that would make me even want it that much more. There's my buddy. So here's, I'm just downshifted, nothing. See, nothing. 2016 model, you don't get that. Yeah, so, yeah, I know. This will be, oh, you said you'd have to trade 2 cars, not 3 cars to buy the Raptor. And yet here, the deal went down. You know, Jesus Christ, just so much stuff's going on. You know, so this is what's really interesting. Yesterday, the danger with me is I left the dealership with the thought process that, you know, we got to trade 2 cars for 1 car, at least, for this to make me feel like it's the right decision. And you've heard through all my videos, you know, that what do I give up? And my daughter and a guy that works for me, he thinks I'm nuts. They both think I'm crazy to give up the F-150 Super Snake truck to, you know, get this Shelby or get the Raptor truck. And yeah, I mean, I don't disagree on that. I mean, you know, there's no doubt that Shelby F-150 truck is really neat. It really is unique, you know, but I'm coming to find out that, you know, I thought there's only like 200 made initially, and then I heard it was 280, and now I'm hearing, you know, that you can order one right now. And so that's the challenge, is for me, you know, I just want to get a good 88, 90 grand out of that truck. That's a $93,000 brand new truck. And my thoughts were wholesale should at least be 88. Because these dealers a lot of times get ADMs on these things. Now, this is where this car becomes mundane unless you put in a clip for the exhaust. See, look, the exhaust, it just went away. So now it's silent, and yes, you can override that by putting a clip in the wiring harness in the back to short out, you know, to fake out the exhaust, the computer not knowing that you've gone to 6th gear, so you get that exhaust note. So once you do that, this becomes, you know, very quiet. So anyways, on the Ford F-150 Lightning truck, you know, my instinct's always been I could probably get trading that vehicle in about 88 grand. And even though, you know, you take it to auction, what does it bring to auction? But here's the thing, it's still, you can still order one. So it isn't like a guy you can say to a guy, hey, you know, I've got this truck, they don't build them anymore, be so lucky to have it. Yeah, unfortunately that's not the case. So for the value of that truck, yes, you know, years down the road, even debatable, because I had the Viper SRT 10 trucks. I had 3 of those over a time frame back in 2004, 5, 6, and up to 2008. I had the 2 doors, and then I had a 4-door. The 4-door sucked. It was an automatic. It was the worst. It was not fun at all. Then I had the 2 doors. And, you know, those were neat trucks, but they weren't comfortable. You know, they weren't just the stick shift on them. They had the Hurst shifter in them. And the truck was just a rigid kind of ride. And that's what that F-150 Lightning truck has. You know, it has that real stiff, rigid ride. So when you drive around that F-150, you know, Lightning truck, you know, it's a fun truck, but at the same time, you know, it's such a stiff suspension, you know, it beats you up. You know, kind of like that Ford F-450, but not as radical. So, you know, back to the value of that F-150. Well, you know, all I'm hearing is 80 grand. I mean, Jesus Christ, from the dealer where I bought it, they're wanting to give me 75 grand. So, you know, Coons Baltimore Ford, I swear they offered me 82 grand. I'm going to have to look that up on my text messaging to kind of share with them. And, you know, I think you need to give me extra 2 grand on that truck. But I don't know. We'll just evaluate that when I get there. And, you know, I'm not here to beat everybody up. But at the same time, the point is, for that F-150 Super Snake truck, it doesn't have a great value, which is kind of surprising, being that such a unique truck, but that's the problem. So yeah, so, you know, do I let it go for a Raptor truck, which, as we all know, will be readily available to a degree? Yeah, I don't know. You know, I just the type of guy gets on a mission to go buy something, and it's the worst, because once I get on a mission to go buy something, my challenge in life, when I get fixated on something, business-wise, project-wise, you know, I just get so tuned into it, I'll just go through great extremes to get it accomplished, you know, and a lot of times it's such a great thing. But the other time, you know, it's a challenging thing for me because I get so fixated on something I want to do, I just can't let it go until I get it done. That's my challenge in life. Yeah, and the boredom factor of buying cars, and I get bored with them and I go get another one. You know, that's my whole challenge of my whole life, that I've been a person since I was very young. I get a car, I drive it, I get my fun out of it, then I was like, yeah, I'm bored, I want something different. That's just who I am. Yeah, in hindsight, if I kept a lot of vehicles over the years, but that's my point about the SRT10 Viper truck, is I bought the Night Limited Edition back in 2006, blacked out edition, really nice. And you'll see that in my over 200 cars purchased in my lifetime video I have on my YouTube channel. And we get some exhaust noise now because I got a downshift here. Got a little burp and rattle back there. That's nice, right? Yeah, this is a nice riding car. So my Viper truck, I'm really surprised. You know, went through one of the Meckham auctions here recently. It didn't bring a lot of money, which I was very surprised. You know, you would think that Viper motor in that, you know, 2-door truck, so anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, back in 2004, 5.6, Dodge built a 2-door Ram 1500 truck that was, you know, lowered, big tires, wheels, the SRT package, and it had the Viper engine in it. You know, it had the V12, you know, the V12 motor in it with 500 horsepower, and it had a nice exhaust on it, and it had a Hurst long shifter, like a truck type of shifter. Wasn't that great. It was truly a long, you know, shifting truck. And so, you know, I thought many years ago when I had that thing, that this thing would probably bring pretty damn good money down the road. And you know what? It's not. You know, and why is that? You know, sure, 50 years from now, but good Lord, just like the F-150 Super Snake truck, well, you know, without ever bring just big money, you know, I'm sure if you didn't put a lot of miles on it and you just kept it parked, yeah, you know, 10 years, 20 years from now, would it bring some decent money? Probably. But would it bring crazy money? You know, I don't know. I just have a feeling like, I don't know, you know. So that's one reason I'm now like, I've had my fun with it. And that truck just hits a wall at 80 miles an hour. So that's 770 horsepower, that truck. It sounds like a lot, but at the end of the day, since I have the GT500 and I've had the Hellcats, and, you know, and I've driven faster cars, you know, that truck, the inertia of that truck is just overwhelming once it gets to that 80 mile an hour, you know, speed. You know, so basically it hits a wall. So you just lose all that power. That truck needs to have 1,000 horsepower, realistically, because it's just a lot of vehicle. And so you don't really, you know, I've run that car down the road against other cars, and other cars at 80, 90 miles an hour, they just walk. They're just gone, you know, because it's just too much inertia. So, you know, is the truck cool? It's cool. Am I in love with it? Well, if I was, why would I be parting with it, if you know what I mean? So you hear that? I mean, this car here is just really cool. It is. It's a GT350. So as I drive it there, yeah, I'm going to talk myself out of buying and trading this car in. Which the right thing would be to let this thing go, just because I got a Mach 1, you know, and the Mach 1 is more fun than this car. And for anybody out there that's not a real Ford enthusiast, this is no lie. If you look at the hottest lap on Road and Track magazine or Car and Driver magazine, they got 20 of the hottest, fastest production track cars down there at the Dominion, Virginia race course down in Southern Virginia, and they did a whole track with the track run with that Ford Mustang Mach 1 2021 with the Tremec 6-speed manual, and it was just a little faster than the GT350, which was a statement, and so that the Ford Mustang Mach 1 that I have, that car to me is a sleeper production car because it's a $55,000 to $64,000, $62,000 car versus the GT350 before it went out of style. That was more like a $70,000 plus car, but you had a very hard time getting one without paying ADM and spending 80 grand. So that that Mustang Mach 1 is really kind of an undercover GT350. It does have the GT350 underpinnings in the front suspension, the 6-speed Tremec transmission, and that car just literally is a really good road race car, track car I should say, all pretty much ready to go with the bigger Brembo brakes, and the whole setup makes it very track ready. And so, part of me is like, wow, that's a hell of a car that I think down the road people will start to realize that was like a GT350, without the badging. But it's a Mach 1. So I kind of have a hard time letting that car go because I think that car is going to be looked for, but it's just a really cool car. So I really don't want to part with that car. Now the GT350 here, I got the GT500. And what's interesting is this is my second GT350. I bought a GT350 that was used. Both of my GT350 purchases have been used and not really even planned. So, and I had a GT350 back in 2018 that I bought used. It was a 2017, the Kona Blue, and I just it had the Recaro seats, and I just I bought the car, but I went to the dealership on a mission to buy a Mustang GT with the new 10-speed auto in it, 5.0 with the PP1, the Performance Package 1 setup on it, where it had rev matching and the bigger tires and wheels, and I should say it's a standard GT 5.0 wheels. The PP2 gets you the bigger wheel and tire track package, which I didn't want that. I wanted the 10-speed auto. So I went to the dealership to buy that, and I ended up buying a used GT350, which I never even intended to buy. And after I bought it, I just didn't like how you have to go to these high RPMs. In this car, I'm going to show you. Look at the red line. This red line is like 8250 red line. So this is that Voodoo motor that's designed to just be revved. It doesn't come to life until like 4,500 RPMs. In the lower RPMs, this thing's a dog. So you really have to rev the heck out of this thing to make it come to life. And when you're coming off a line, a lot of people think you're racing them because you're giving this car so much, so much rev, and you're not. All right, we're on Route 15 here, heading up to Frederick and then heading over to Baltimore, and I told them I'd be there about 11 o'clock. I'm gonna get there till probably like 11:30. The other thing is this Apple Play, this cable connection for your Apple Play, it's a never-ending challenge of your Waze. It doesn't do the Waze thing correctly. It's like a fight with the car all the time. All right, so now, just kind of give you an idea in this car here. So, the GT350 really wasn't designed to be like the ultimate, straight line fast car. So now we're in 5th gear, right? See, we're not even at the RPMs where this thing really even comes to life. I mean, literally, we got to go up to like 4,500 RPMs for this thing to really kind of kick in. With all the traffic here, I don't know if I'm going to get that opportunity, really. The Voodoo motor sounds really good. So see, right there, 3,500 kind of felt it a little bit. And this is why these things suck so much fuel or oil. Speaking of that, I got to get gas, or do I? I don't even know. See, it's not really about there, so that's where it kind of starts taking off. You're just sitting here following everybody else in the pack. Yeah, we'll have to do that in a better area. There's just too much traffic. I'll be down a little lower speeds and gears, and if you know what I mean. So I wonder what my fuel mileage is. Trip fuel, 60 miles to empty. So I wanted running this thing down to nothing. Yeah, well, for the record, car dealerships don't want to give you any gas anymore. So why would I want to give them gas, right? Oh, you mean son of a bee. Why would you do that? More about time, if anything. But now, see here, now I'm in 6th gear, and this car just goes totally quiet. Now, another thing this car has is it doesn't have the dampening steering that Ford, these are such big tires on this car. Ford, had to redesign the front steering because on really rough roads, or roads have a lot of indentations in them from the road like sinks in. This wheel literally will come out of your hand. I'm not lying, So yeah, so probably people are probably saying, well, what's good about the GT350 then? Why the hell should you buy the damn thing? And that's a good point that I'm bringing up, because last summer, what people don't know, during the pandemic, my company lost a lot of money. I mean, I lost so much money. I'm not embellishing. I'm not a sad story, because you see all my damn toys I have, but I had 16 months of just hardships, economic hardships, and by June of last year, the pandemic's gone, and it's sad and how many people went broke during the pandemic. You don't hear any of that. You don't hear about that stuff at all. You don't hear about all the small businesses that went out of business and business owners that lost everything. You don't hear about that. You're not going to hear that conversation in the media. There's nothing that comes from that, so they won't talk about it. So for me, by June of last year, just a never-ending business was like, my business was like 40% down, in business, 40% down. And after 16 months, I just finally raised my hand and said, you know what? I'm going to have to start getting rid of stuff, because it just isn't changing. And I just came to closure that it's just not, it's forget it. Move on. Got to reevaluate my lifestyle, which that's fine. I've done it many times. And so I went ahead and I started parting out of cars. Well, if you watch my videos, you'll know the whole story about that GT500 and how I sold that GT500. And damn, it wasn't 2 months later, August, of last year, that the business started coming back to life. So my business literally came back to life. So now, in August of last year, I was like, why did I frickin' get rid of my GT500? I shouldn't have done that. So I kind of came to closure. It's one of these things where I went by Coons Ford, Baltimore one day, and we're walking the lot, and here's this GT350 sitting on the lot, and I had a Charger Hellcat at that time as well, and I was wanting to get rid of that. And sure enough, we went ahead and I sold out the Charger Hellcat, which really sad story for Coons Baltimore Ford. That Charger Hellcat got stolen 2 weeks after I traded it in, right off their lot. so really sad story for them. So anyways, the point is, I kind of came to closure that, oh, I knew this would happen today. My freaking hearing aid batteries were going dead, and I forgot all about it. I've got hearing aids, and right now, my hearing aid battery's starting to go dead, so it makes a big difference. And I knew that when I got up this morning. I just know the time frame when I got to change these things out. So if these batteries die, my hearing goes to half. It's not good. Yeah. Too much going on, man, right? Too much going on. So anyway, I came to closure that I'm not going to get another GT500 anytime soon. So I made the decision to trade out my Hellcat, which they gave you really good numbers on it, and I bought this GT350. Never realizing that my GT500 that I sold, at the dealership would come back to Coon Sterling Ford, and I'd have a chance to buy it back. Never, ever even thinking about that. What is that all about? I talk about the car gods. Part of me says, is it the car devil for all the frickin', deals I do, which is, yeah, yikes. So I bought this based on that reason. I never thought that I'd get back a GT500. In all sincereness, I wasn't going to buy another GT500 anytime soon. I was going to sit it out for a while. So it went for the fact that my GT500 came back. And here's the dilemma with that. The GT500 was built on my mom's birthday. I bought it for my birthday. And I bought it pre-pandemic. And it was just a very unique situation where I was able to buy that car. And I got a really good deal on it, and yeah, did I let it go? And I so resented that. So yeah, that's why I got a GT350, because I just didn't want to spend the money for a GT500 because they're very expensive. All right, you heard enough yabba dabba doo. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. So I'm sure some people are like, okay, so what the hell is going on? Well, yeah, right. I'm driving over to Coon's Baltimore Ford to kind of try to come to closure. What makes sense? And do I let go of the GT350? Once again, now I'm on the open road. I see I can feel this front end, walk. I can feel this front end walk when I go down the road because, of just that. It's road, the imperfections of the road and all. So, got a guy over here I think wants to run me. He's wanting to race. Yeah, okay. And I'm not even doing, 70 mile an hour, so that's all good. Yeah, let's see if he wants to go on by. He might be just enjoying the scenery. That's what happens. You drive a pretty nice car around, then you think somebody's wanting to race you or intimidate you. It's more about they just like the car and want to hang with it. Oh boy, I had to take my hearing aids out. Yeah, so it's incredible. When you don't have good hearing, it's just a whole different world. And sadly, my brother is 85% deaf his whole life. And till you lose your hearing, you just don't kind of understand the challenge of communicating. Even when you talk, you don't hear. It's like right now, you just don't hear all the noises that others would hear, all the little imperfections of the vehicle, a little squeaking noise or too much air noise. You just don't hear that. And so like now as I'm talking, maybe my voice is elevated because I just don't hear as well. But, as I drive this car, I'm kind of now getting to the point where like, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and let her go because just a few things that are really stuck in my head. Number one is, it's the steering. I kind of forgot about that. How, the steering is so aggressive on this vehicle. It's so in tune with the road, which is a good thing. But the bad thing is when you go into really, challenging roads that have a lot of divots in them, the steering wheel really does move around a lot. And then the other thing is these seats. I mean, man, they're just not comfortable. These are not comfortable seats. So yeah, why the hell would I buy this thing, right? Yeah, I get it, but we all do that. We all buy things and then change our mind, which, yeah, you can just tell the collection of vehicles I've had in my life. I've had a gripe. That's always been my biggest challenge in life. Every car I've ever owned, it's always like there's always something that's like, I just don't like that, you know. So anyways, as I drive this thing more, actually it will probably help me come to closure that, you know, the GT500, that's really comfortable. And, you know, one reason that's really comfortable is because, you know, it's not a stick shift. When you have a, you know, you got to sit a little closer to the vehicle pedals, because that clutch, you know, the clutch is such a long, pull. You got to have, you know, you got to be closer to the pedals. Automatic car, you know, it isn't as much. You can kind of be back further, and just the seats, you know, the seats are different in these different model Mustangs, and you know, once again, just right now, I just feel like I'm bulbous. Like my when I've checked the lumbar support numerous times, and you know, these seats just kind of push me out. It's just not, you know. So anyways, as I kind of drive the car more, it's a nice car, don't get me wrong. GT350s are nice. This is the earlier generation where they kind of worked through some, you know, minor you know, changes. They redesigned the Voodoo motor, I know that much, and they had to fix the rear bumper sag, and you know, so then they changed out the steering, and this isn't the track package. This is the tech package, so you don't get the upgraded, you know, cooler for the transmission. You know, there's a few things on the track package that make it more trackable versus the tech package doesn't have that. You know, just like in the instrumentation and some gauges, just minor things. So will this be real sought after GT350? It won't, because of what I just spoke about. People will probably want the 2018, 19 models that they updated the engine, updated the steering, they fixed the rear bumper, you know, and also did they change out the seating? Because right now, this isn't the Recaro, which I don't want the Recaro. I'm too big a guy. I've had the Recaro seating in my former GT350 and my Ford RS, you know, product. That car was just so small. An Escort, the Ford Escort RS. Yikes. Fast little car, fun car, but just so small. So I sold that. I would have kept that. I think it'd be bringing pretty good money now, even though they had a lot of problems with those motors blowing out head gaskets. So, you know, it's always something about a vehicle. So yeah, right now, I'm much more on the page. Okay, GT350, prefer to let it go. Yeah, the Shelby Super State truck. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a collector's vehicle. You know, do I really hang on to it to get the fun part? Let's switch the... Oh, got some Ram TRX trucks here. Look at that. You know, and some be like, why don't you get one of those? You know, and I just can't get excited. Get excited in that Ram TRX because I've had 2 Raptor trucks, and they're such a really great riding vehicle, to the point that I had a fully loaded Range Rover, you know, loaded up, beautiful car, full size, and I've said this story before. You know, I drove to Florida, my brand new F-150 Raptor truck, and I've driven the Range Rover diesel I had, and that Raptor truck was every bit as comfortable, if not more comfortable, than my Ranger. And I sold it after I drove that Raptor. It's like, who the hell needs this thing? So I got rid of it, and so anyways, that Raptor truck is just such a nice riding truck, and it's a fun truck. It's one of my, I think it's the baddest ass, nicest truck I've ever owned. Now the F-150 Tremor truck, yes, right there next to it, all day long. Yeah, and I know a lot of people will be like, man, if you didn't sell that F-150 Tremor truck, you get that F-450, you wouldn't even be going to doing this. You'd be keeping your Super Snake truck, you'd be keeping your GT350, and, well, that's not true, because believe it or not, I just about sold my F-150 Super Snake, just sold it just to sell it to Coons Baltimore Ford here back in like June. And that's why I think they had a little higher number on that. And I got to talk to them about that. And I've always have considered getting rid of the GT350 as well. So it's not the first time I've mulled over getting rid of these products. And now, you know, as you know, I've found basically a brand new F-150 Raptor, which the numbers, you know, are kind of starting to make sense. So, all right, follow me along as we get closer to the dealership and see how it all kind of starts to play out on the Ford F-150 Raptor Day. You know, anymore, if I just say Ford Raptor Day, some of you say, are you buying a Bronco Raptor? And, you know, there's a great point, too. I'm so happy with my Wild Track package on my Ford Bronco. I just have no desire to get the Raptor Bronco. I mean, I really don't. Just like when I had that F-150 Tremor truck, I just really didn't have a strong desire to go out and buy a Raptor F-150. You know, so yeah, what you do for the kid and everything else, right? The sacrifices. This is where people haul at. This is this Route 70 from Frederick to Baltimore. And, you know, people go, it's a 70 mile an hour posted speed limit, but people go 80, 90 miles an hour like nothing. Even 100 mile an hour riding. All right, we're getting closer. As I run out of gas, right? You're like, you cheap ass. You're taking the car back and you put gas in it, and you're gonna run out of gas before you get there. I hope not. When I bought that F450 diesel from Coons Baltimore Ford, they gave me a $40 diesel ticket, gas ticket, however you want to say it. They would not fill the truck up. Yeah, I know. And then the F-150 Lightning, yeah, they don't have to give me a gas ticket on that because they just plug it in and charge it. All right. All right, here we are. We made it. How much gas is left? 21 miles. And there's a Mach 1. See that right there? That's a nice setup too. I like that. It's automatic though. Uh-oh. What's this right here, right? Uh-oh. Yeah, I got a story about that right there. But hey, the continued conversations of the Raptor Day. So what am I doing, huh? What do you think happened today? What happened today? Well, there it is. GT350 is going bye-bye. Raptor truck is now mine. Yep, I pulled the trigger. Oh my goodness. All right, here we are. Oh my gosh. So I did it. I just picked up a new Ford Raptor, brand freshly used. The Ice Age TV type of guy that, oh my gosh. So the gentleman here's gonna, oh my goodness. So here I am in the Raptor truck. It's so funny. I was not in the sport mode earlier. And I was thinking, come on, man, this thing's got a little bit more than this. And and so anyways, I just put it in sport mode, and I got so much going on between the business. And I just did this crazy deal. Yeah, I'm a crazy man. I know, I'm crazy. So I did the deal. I got rid of the GT350, and I got rid of the Shelby Super Snake truck, and didn't do the Toyota Avalon. That number's not going to work. That damn thing has no freaking value. Toyotas, what can you expect? Right? Yeah, no. Actually, Toyota's usually the higher, upper, echelon of getting pretty good money for Toyotas. So anyways, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So I've got the Ford Raptor. I crossed the bridge. I did that. Now here is the kicker. I was showing you that Heritage Edition. That's a Heritage Edition GT500. And I just about got on a page of doing a deal on that Mustang. I mean, I'm not lying, just about. And how that all started, yeah, I know, you're probably like, dude, you just bought the Raptor, and now you're talking about another purchase? Are you kidding me? What the hell? Yeah, I know. I'm like, what? So yeah, so when I got the dealership, they gave me a great number on GT350 for me to part ways with that. And then, just for the heck of it, I looked at the general sales manager there and I said, $20K over on my F-150 Lightning from when I bought it. And he says, all right, I'll do it. I'm like, $20K over. Okay, so I just bought that F-150 Lightning, and they're now telling me if I bring it back, they'll write me a $20,000 check from what I paid for it. Wow. So then that started discussion is, well, do I take that and then I give up my GT500 and some other vehicles to get the Heritage Edition GT500? So that's where that all started. So all of a sudden we were kind of on a mission of let's run some numbers, the GT500 value, the Mach 1 value. We already know what the F-150 Lightning value is, and let's see if we kind of come to closure on that. We kind of started doing that, and I really started thinking about my GT500 on how much I really like that vehicle, and I just like, you know what? I just don't want the Heritage Edition Mustang. It's a theme package. Apparently they're only making like 225 of them. Is that factual? I don't know. I do not know if that's actually correct. They're only making 225 of those Heritage Edition GT500s with that blue, white, paint scheme, that baby blue or that light blue, whatever you want to call it. And so I started looking at it, and they wanted huge ADM, but for me, they weren't going to do that. They're going to really let me have that vehicle at a really good price, a little over MSRP, but not radical. But I really kind of just thought to myself, it has a carbon fiber wheels on it, and unbeknownst to most people, the carbon fiber wheel is so temperamental. If you get brake buildup dust in that inner wheel, it is so temperamental, it can throw the wheel balance off of that tire. And those carbon fiber wheels, people that track those cars, we've seen cracks and separation of those wheels. And then I already know the rear wing and the trunk, you have to redo that rear wing to seal it correctly. Here's this Raptor truck doing a little bit of shifting down, a little bit of fun. And but at the same time, then it has Recaro seats, which means they're manual seats. They're not electronic. They're not heated. They're not cooled. I don't really like the Recaro seat. So I just really started thinking about that car. And I started thinking, you know what? I just really don't really want that car. I love my GT500. I bought it back. So I'm like, you know what? Forget it. Time out. I'm not going to do that. Forget it. So time out on that. And then, at the same time, the F-150 Lightning. So here's the debate. They're now telling me if I give up the yellow Bronco, they'll pay me 10 grand more than I paid for that. So right now, if I take back my F-150 Lightning truck and my Bronco two-door yellow, they'll write me a $30,000 check. I've never in my lifetime had this happen, where you buy a brand new car and you pocket 20 grand, you buy a brand new vehicle and you pocket 10 grand, where at the end of the day, 30 grand. Oh my gosh. And you have to say to yourself, you go the next few years down the road, and what's the value of these vehicles once the production starts to come back? I mean, yeah. And I've got another F-150 Lightning truck coming in, but it's not really for me. It's for one of my guys that works for me, but I keep on telling him, when you work on an F-150 Lightning truck, it definitely is more for what I do and get around. The big truck is not really the preferred vehicle to be run around in. The Mach-E or a smaller vehicle is the better choice. Wow. Yeah, am I talking or am I talking today? So, and then here's the other thing that's going on. You know, the architecture of these electric vehicles from Ford is a 400 volt system. And the new technology is evolving to the 800 volt system. And somebody may say, well, okay, what's the difference? Well, the 800 volt system gives you charging capability of being more efficient and faster. So over the next 2, 3, 4 years, here's a guy getting ready to pull out in front of me and crash my truck I just bought. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's how it plays out, right? So the 400 volt system is going to be borderline, not archaic, but it's going to be the old technology, and the 800 volt system is going to be the more sought after purchasing. So like the Lucid has a 900 volt system, and Dodge is announcing with all their new electric vehicles, they're going to be running off 800 volt architecture. So, you know, so what you say to yourself is you go down the road, and what is the value? You know, who wants the 400 volt electric system when they'd rather have the 800 volt, system? So, there's just a lot of things that are going to start changing, and that ends up putting a different value in the vehicle you own, which then, why do you want pay a premium price for F-150 Lightning that 2-3 years down the road has different architecture in it? So anyways, all right, I gotta go take care of business right now, and we'll continue the conversations here in a second or a minute or whenever. Yeah, what a day, man. I mean, I got so much going on with my company and business, and then doing this deal. Yeah, how crazy am I? I am crazy. And wow, look at my gas mileage. Woohoo! Wow, isn't this exciting? Yeah, I drive around this vehicle every day, right? Talk about burning up some fuel. It's a lot of vehicle. These Raptor trucks, I mean, this is a lot of vehicle. I mean, I can hear his tires humming right now. So, hope that improves a little bit, right? It'd be nice to see 15, 16. One nice thing is it shows I have 458 miles if I have to buy any gas. That's encouraging, right? Hearing aids are dead. My hearing aid batteries, they died earlier, so yabba dabba do. I'm not even probably hearing all the imperfections of the vehicle. You probably can hear them better than me, but what a day. I mean, oh my gosh, what a week already with me, yet buying another freaking vehicle. I mean, oh my gosh, when does it stop? I mean, I know you've been on the other side of this video camera. It's like, when does this guy stop? Jesus Christ. Yeah, do I need to start the Caraholics Anonymous? I think I do. I said that years ago, that I need to set up the school to help for people to go out and buy cars all the time. Believe it or not, I'm not the only guy out there who does this stuff. I mean, I'm a radical. I'm above most. Like, yeah, I should take the award for that. Like, that's really, wow, whippy, yeah, you buy the most cars and getting the debt up to your ass. Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah, here's your award. There you go. Yeah, so, yeah, Caraholics Anonymous. Yeah, let me help you. Let me share you my story of how you too can go broke. Just go to your local car dealership and buy another car. Yeah, and then go to another car dealership and buy another car, and a truck, and a motorcycle, and a tractor. And what else, right? Yeah, what else can you buy? So, yeah, anyways, but here's the challenge now. You evaluate right now. I was talking earlier before I had to take care of business. The 400 volt architecture is pretty much the dominant, platform in most of these electric vehicles. And it's going to 800 volt to make it more, energy efficient to charge your vehicle quicker. And so, we know 3 to 5 years from now, the F-150 Lightning truck, if it goes to 800 volt architecture and it goes to 450 mile range, the first generation of these F-150 Lightning vehicles, how does that all start to play out? And we know it's like anything, now it's not the sought after vehicle. and people aren't going to pay a lot of money for it. It still have good value. I mean, it's not like it's going to be a total loss, but at the same time, it's going to be a vehicle that doesn't have the value of someone saying, I'll pay you 20 grand more than I paid for that truck. Which, just think this through. That was like an $80,000 truck. So if they pay me 20 grand over, now it's, a $100,000 truck, right? And then the next guy comes in, is he going to pay $120,000 for that truck? I mean, 105, 110, but he's going to pay 140? I mean, crazy. Just like my Bronco. My Bronco was a $52,000 vehicle, and if they give me 10 grand more, they're now into it for 62 grand. And if they want to try to sell it, they're going to try to get 72, 69, 70 out of it. So next guy comes along, is he going to pay 70 grand? I don't know, man. And so the thing is, my gut instinct, as I said earlier, what's your gut instinct, tell you? And, my gut instinct tells me, kicking down here, getting down the road. This thing's already kind of broken in. We just got 1,200 miles on it, so I'm not really worried about that. But the next guy that comes in to buy the vehicle, they mean, yeah. And how long does it last is what I'm trying to say. Is that I lost my thought process there is, if the economy starts shifting and people start pulling back, how many people are going down to the car dealership and spending $10, $20, $30, $40,000 more for a vehicle to have today versus waiting, So how much longer is that time frame? What's the window? And that's what I think about. And that's what I say to myself is, okay, if I sell my Bronco and I sell my Lightning and I cash out 30 grand and I shed some more debt to kind of go with my gut feeling that economics are going to change, values of cars are going to change, over the next 6 months to a year, and just kind of shed debt and free up cash and capitalize on the value of these vehicles, because down the road, can you get another F-150 Lightning down the road? Well, I already know I have one other coming in. Can I get another Bronco down the road? There's no doubt in my mind I can. I mean, these are going to be all, mass-produced vehicles as time progresses. These aren't going to be a one-and-done type of built vehicle. So in that aspect, part of me is like, yeah, I should cash out of these things and then just enjoy what I have and manage my other electric vehicles. So, all right, let's kind of wrap that up. But let's talk about the F-150 Lightning. Yeah, right? Duh. F-150 Raptor. So here's the exhaust. Let's go to the exhaust. All right, so I hear the exhaust. Is it radical? Okay, so now let's go to the drive mode here, and let's go to the sport mode. There's normal, and there's off-road, so I'm going the wrong way. So let's go back. That tow haul, Jesus Christ. I don't even know where I am on this thing. Slippery. No, I don't want that. I mean, I don't know. Sport, there it is. Sport. I can't keep track of this. All right, so now I don't want the four-wheel drive. So the question is, does this gear down in the sport mode? So sport mode definitely gives you, that's interesting. So it stayed in two-wheel drive down here. Okay, that's good. All right, but this truck is so big that the speed I'm doing right now, it doesn't even feel like it. I mean, it just feels like I'm putting down the road. What's that all about, right? I mean, sincerely, this is so much vehicle. Now, does this thing give you the wow factor over the F-150 Lightning? Does it really, like, hey man, this thing is just, I mean, one thing is sure, it's a lot of truck. You can really feel the, well, here's the steering. Let's go to see the steering. It's in sport, normal, comfort. Okay, there's sport mode. There, okay, so you go to Baja. You go to the Baja mode if you're in the Baja, but we're not doing that. Yeah, so yeah, yippee yahoo, right? I just sold my F-150 light, my F-150 Super Snake Shelby truck. Can't even keep track of what the hell I sold, right? Too much information. Just sold my GT350, which I'm not going to miss that. There's no doubt in my mind. F-150 Super Snake, yeah, that's debatable. You know, I traded that out for the Raptor. But, you know, here's the thing. If I want to go to Tennessee or Florida and I want to tow my motorcycle trailer, even my car hauler, so I can take my smaller car hauler. This will definitely do that, no problem, because it's got the whole electronic brake, you know, set up. So that'll be nice. But, you know, what's interesting is it just seems like the RPMs are a little higher. So at 2.1, let's go back to normal mode and let's just see what happens in the normal mode if this thing kicks down a different gear. And it does not. I want to reset the fuel mileage. You know, I certainly hope this thing gets better than 13 miles. There's 16. Yeah, my other Raptor, you know, it got like 16. You know, that was more of the mileage. You know, I don't know if you babied the hell out of it if you get 18, but that's a little more encouraging. 13 miles per gallon, no way, man. I'd be like, that really sucks. But I don't, you know, it's definitely a 15, 16 mile per gallon vehicle, but you're putting, you know, premium fuel in this thing too. Since this has the high output motor, you got to go with the premium fuel. Oh my goodness. So yeah, for today, you know, we're keeping it simple. Am I keeping it simple? Yeah, am I keeping it simple? Yeah, right. So, all right. So the F-150 Raptor truck deal came together. Took 3 days to come to closure. Little nudging from the dealership. You know, they want to make another sale. So I get all that. And, yeah, you know, for me, I just kind of started thinking, you know, let me drive a vehicle instead of parking them. So yeah, that's where I'm mulling over. Do I shed some more vehicles that I just are sitting? Yeah, that's a whole nother ball game. So let's not get too much into that. That'll be a whole nother YouTube continuing sell and buy video, right? So I guess I'll do a walk around the truck and get back in and call it a wrap on the Raptor, you know, end. And what's interesting is a few people were like, no, don't do it, or do it. Yeah, it's some different views and opinions and blah, 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 and there you go. Hey, this is encouraging. Look at that. 18 miles per gallon. I'll be blown away if that sticks around, but that'd be encouraging, wouldn't it? What's crazy is I don't see anywhere on here where if you want to make a phone call, where you hang up the phone. The technology, right? All right, so here we're putting along in traffic. So let's see what the screen thing shows us here. 13.4, 14.9. I'm at 17.8. You know what's pretty cool is here's the shock. I got it in sport mode. So it's pretty cool is when you go to the sport mode, if you see the S down here, that's a sport mode. You know, so it tightens up the, I guess it tightens the vehicle up, if you know what I mean. So, boy, I tell you. I showed you a video yesterday of traffic. Whether you're in Virginia or Maryland, it's all over the place. But, you know, this car here, you know, I haven't really done like a review of the vehicle. You know, there's so many reviews out there. People that are, you know, making videos of these Raptors. You know, so for me, yeah, can I spend the next hour going every little fine detail of what this thing has? No, I'm not doing that. Just enjoying my fun and my adventures of buying cars. So yeah, so what number is it? Let's follow my channel. Can I even count? I mean, good Lord, you go back to the first of the year, and I had the Bronco was the first one. Then I had the F-250 Tremor, Ranger Tremor, that's 3. Then I had the Grabber Blue, 4. Then I had the white Mach-E, 5. Then I had the Mach 1, 6. Okay, I'm just, right there, I'm already starting to get lost on, what vehicles I bought in the time frame. That could go to the GT50, it's at 7, F450, is that right? 8? I can't even, I'd have to sit down with a piece of paper and just start going through, what I've bought since January this past year. And, 2 Broncos, that's 2. 2 Mach-E's, that's 4. 2 Tremors, that's 6. Then the Mach 1, that's 7. Then the 50 Mustang, that's 8. Then the F450, that's 9. Then this Raptor today, that's 10. It's 10 right there. And then the Maverick truck, which is for my dad, but that's 11. And, if we then count a motorcycle, do we do that? Motorcycle would be 12. All right. And what am I missing? So there's 12 vehicle purchases off the tip of my tongue that I can think of. If you added the trailers in, if you want to say my buying something, then you could add 2 more trailers. That'd be what, 13? I mean, oh my gosh. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, no. Or yeah, the Honda Africa Twin, right? I bought that. When did I buy the Honda Rebel? I think I bought that last year. But I think I traded, so there's at least 13, 14 vehicle purchases. So yeah, I'm pretty close, right? And I probably still have forgotten something. I don't think I have. If you count the 0-turn lawnmower, right? You're digging deep now, buddy. You're digging deep. Oh my goodness. All right. Does my video even hold all this content? Is this an hour and a half YouTube video now? Now I got the exhaust on, so you kind of hear that a little bit more. We got the crazies coming up on me wanting to haul butt. Like, who doesn't do that, right? So yeah, so the black, what's it, the agate, I'm going to try to think of the color black. It's a black Raptor, whatever they have a specific, I think it's AGATE, agate black, is that what they call it? Remember, I don't hear the best, so sometimes I mispronounce names, words, because of my hearing. Yeah, you don't believe that? Yeah, that's you got to hear, you have to be able to hear how it's pronounced, right? Yeah. Do you think you're sitting right next to me? Yeah. Or have you actually gotten out of the car by now? And I drop you off? Did you request to be dropped off? Like, dude, let me out. I can't take any more of the talking. Beautiful day here. All right, heading back in. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I need batteries. Well, heck, that's pretty cool. This thing kind of rev matches a little bit, downshifting. Kind of pretty cool. Hey, I'm calling my other Ford dealer to get the bed rug and tonneau cover for this thing, plus some mud flaps, splash guards, and my key guys on vacation. So let's see how that all plays out. Or this next guy be like, I don't know, got me. Gotta get a bed rug for this thing. Gotta get a tonneau cover. After driving that Ford F-150 Lightning truck, when you kind of get into it, the gas engine, it's night and day. night and day for the torque feel and everything. Wow. Yeah, I can hear somebody on the other side saying, why don't you wait for the Raptor R? The Predator supercharged. Oh, I got a call. All right, what do you think? The kid this morning was saying to me, Dad, don't get rid of the Super Snake for the Raptor.
I think it's amazing.
And you'll be able to drive it too.
Really?
Of course. You drove my other one. Maybe you drive my silver one.
I just
remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out the interior.
I love it. I love it. What are these?
Yeah, it's interesting. These are different wheels. That's pretty cool. What's all what, baby?
What are these?
Your lights for your mirrors on the sides. So you can turn it on at nighttime so you can see. That is, what is that? Your rear, I think it's your rear
I know,
light.
It's the
Yep.
light. Wow.
Want to hear it?
Yeah.
Here, start it up.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. It remembers. Look at that. The thing has a memory thing.
Whoa, this is
Now, go to your little exhaust thing. There's a little exhaust thing here. See here?
I'm not
Here's your
aware.
exhaust. They hit it again. There you go.
I love it.
Me too. Say what? My hearing aids are dead. My batteries.
No.
What'd you say?
You got rid of the GT350, right?
Yeah,
And did you get rid of the Super Snake?
I did.
And you were getting rid of the Bronco and electric.
I'm thinking about it. It's a lot of money.
Are you also getting rid of other things?
Yep, I think so. I'm gonna get rid of the Avalon, and then I may get rid of the Mach 1, or do I get rid of the GT 500 and keep the Mach 1?
No, keep the 500.
All right. Well, I was just thinking about it.
Wow. Wait, how much money would that be in total?
Oh, I don't know. They're telling me they'll write me a $30,000 check if I give
What
them the Raptor, and I give them the Bronco, and I give them the F-150 Lightning. I don't know. But see, the 37 Ford Performance, Generation 3. This is this is the third generation Raptor.
Yes, I know. I know. I know that.
Look how big those tires are.
Wow, I
Look at that.
love
Look at
this.
Look at the suspension.
Wow.
Yep.
Huh. I love the red.
Look at the little fog lights.
I love it. Did you have fun driving it home?
Yeah, of course.
Did you drive?
I just got home like 30 minutes ago.
Okay.
I got to do my Ford pass.
This looks a little like antimatter blue. Dad,
It's agate black.
I know, but I'm saying it kind of is like antimatter blue.
Yep.
You know what I mean here?
I know what you mean.
How did they start putting different wheels on the Raptors, or is this the new thing?
This is these are definitely different from my other
But is
Raptors.
this the new weight thing?
This has the bead lockers.
Dad, I'm asking, is this now put on all Raptors?
No.
This is just like
Well, you have to
only a
add the
few.
package.
Yeah.
This is a special package. You option them out different ways.
That's what I was asking.
Yep. This is pretty well optioned out. I mean, it doesn't have the special theme interior that you can get for it. Doesn't have the carbon fiber, you know, components for the dash and the side, you know, doors. And
when did the deal get done? Like a few hours ago?
well, no, I went over there and got there about 11:30 and ran out of time. I had to go meet a guy at 1 o'clock, man. I was having to run scramble. So anyways, so yeah, so it all went down, and oh, there's a whole other story. If you watch my video, you'll find out. All right, they're gonna wrap it up. Here's Ford Bronco, Jesus Christ, Raptor. Can't, you know, just too much. Have all the cars I have. Yeah, how do you keep track, right? Less cars, not more cars, which I am. I think I'm gonna work on that project. That'll be the next project. But I just really love the Raptor look, the way it rides. I just really like the product. Like the old man's step right here, and I like the 35-inch tire package, like the wheels that they did, the gas shocks, the interior's nice. But I mean, neat if this had red inserts here. That'd have been kind of cool. You can always do that if you want to add it to yourself. And just really like the seating up front. It's comfortable, and heated seats, cooled seats, a big navigation screen, technology, you know, all the upfitter switches. And like the front end on it, hood, like the graphic there. Wish I would have kept that theme in the seating. That'd have been pretty cool. Like the up front lighting, like the new fog lights. So it's just a great truck. And these things hold their value. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, I will not take a beating on this truck. And people say, yeah, but we get the Raptor R with the V8 Predator motor. Well, yeah, things would be a bloody fortune. It's all proportional. So sure, that thing be expensive. It'll hold its value, but it's be a lot. But here's the thing: I could right now. I did a video on my installing my roller up here, my bed rug, and I could just take all that out and put it in my Raptor and save myself $1,700, $2,000. You know. And so now the dilemma is: do I let go of the F-150 Lightning and get a $20,000 check, and so I let go of the Bronco, get a $10,000 check? Do I let this go, my Mach 1? Don't want to get rid of the GT500, you know, so wife ain't gonna let that go. And downsize, if I did that, you know, all of a sudden this shop here, that'd be this would be 1, 2, out in the yard, 3, is that right? 1, yeah, 3 less vehicles. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Appreciate you watching my channel. It's a long video. A lot of yakking. Oh, I'm going to get rid of the Avalon, too. So that's 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Shed 4 vehicles. Yeah. Yep. So anyways, once again, everybody, thanks for watching YouTube Ice Age TV. And stay tuned for more entertainment. Is it entertainment? Hope everybody has a blessed and great day.